In the last few weeks. Last week, the Health Ministry wrote to 6 states asking them to focus on new clusters where cases are surging. Today, India recorded 1,134 new cases, while the active cases jumped to just over 7,000. It's the second time this month that the daily fresh cases has crossed the 1,000 mark. Well, the situation isn't dire, of course, but it has been seen to be serious enough for the Prime Minister to convene a meeting to take stock of the COVID situation and to assess any possible preparedness issues going forward. We'll update you on that meeting when we hear more from our reporters. But on the other side of this break, as the big fight for Karnataka gathers steam and the campaign begins in earnest, suspense has gripped the Congress camp over just where former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah will be contesting from. He's got his heart set on Kolar, but the Congress isn't very keen. We'll tell you why on the other side.
No stop to Khalistani hate against India. Sikh radical elements stooped down to brazen lawlessness and hooliganism in the Canadian city of Surrey on Monday. They gherawed an event held to welcome the Indian High Commissioner to Canada. Khalistani protesters hurled filthy abuses on people who reached to attend the event. The Khalistanis also launched physical attack on the event organizer, assaulting and shoving him away from the venue.
Since yesterday, when the event was cancelled, we are getting a threatening call. They are threatening from Canada, Australia, America, worldwide. They are giving a number to the other people, they starting threatening even night and day. I am receiving a threatening call.
A journalist who went to cover the event was heckled and roughed up by the pro-Khalistan group. The journalist claimed the police stood as mute spectators all this while.
A group of pro-Khalistani supporters, they, disturbed all that event. They blocked that event and they will start protesting over there. When I reached to those protesters, I told them, I want to go in. They refused to let me go in. They were just, very aggressive in the slogans. They were using abusive words.
The attack in Canada comes a day after Khalistanis went on the rampage in London and San Francisco, vandalizing missions there and pulling down the tricolour. Sikhs in India took to the streets in Delhi to protest against the attacks by Khalistanis abroad.
कोई चीज़ प्राप्ति करनी है तो आप अपने सिस्टम से आइए, ना कि एम्बेसी में जाके उसका निशान साहब इंडिया का जो झंडा है, तिरंगा है, उसको हटाकर अपना लगाने से उससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला। संविधान के अंदर हम विश्वास करते हैं, हमारा देश का झंडा है, हम इस देश के झंडे के लिए मर मिट सकते हैं, हम इसको झुका नहीं सकते।
The Narendra Modi government has alleged an ISI link to the Khalistani groups.
ये लोग ISI के एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट के तौर पर बन चुके हैं और ये लोग इतने ऐसे हैं कि तुरंत ISI इनको खरीद लेता है या उनको पथभ्रष्ट कर देता है। इसी तरह से ISI चाहता है कि भारत को हम परेशान करें।
While Khalistani attacks against Indians are not new, they seem to have increased ever since the Punjab police launched a manhunt for Khalistani fugitive Amritpal Singh. Bureau Report, India Today.
Everyone in the country has heard of Kolar. Kolar is famous for its once famous gold fields. It's also famous because of the film KGF. It's also famous as a border constituency between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Well, now Karnataka's Kolar is going to be very much in the VIP spotlight because while the big battle for Karnataka is gaining steam, the state goes to the election in May this year, there is suspense gripping the Karnataka Congress camp because former Chief Minister and principal campaigner Siddaramaiah is yet to decide which constituency he will be contesting from. His heart is set on, you guessed it, Kolar. But the Congress believes it will not be a safe seat for Sidda. So is he going to uproot his son's seat elsewhere in Varuna? Well, here's the full Kolar conundrum.
Suspense grips the Karnataka Congress over former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's seat in the upcoming assembly elections. His supporters have hit the streets, demanding the Congress heavyweight be fielded from Kolar, a party stronghold. The Congress High Command feels Siddaramaiah will be tied down to Kolar and can't campaign in 224 seats. The BJP and JDS will put up a fight and make sure Siddaramaiah doesn't leave Kolar constituency to campaign across Karnataka. There might be also an undercover understanding between BJP and JDS to defeat Siddaramaiah in Kolar. The former Chief Minister has no steady constituency till date. The last seat he won from is Badami. Another seat has been thrown into the mix now, Varuna in his home district of Mysuru. But that would require Siddaramaiah to snatch the seat that his son won by a large margin of votes back in 2018. Amid the suspense, Siddaramaiah maintains that only the Congress High Command will decide the seat he contests from.
Sir, a lot of your followers have come here from Kolar. All your followers have come from Kolar, sir.
They have all come demanding me to contest. See, decision is not yet taken from so far as Kolar constituency is concerned. I left it to the High Command. And anyway, I told Ramesh Kumar and Najir and others that I will discuss with my family members and I will come out with the decision.
Congress has backed Siddaramaiah's move.
The party leadership, the High Command is certainly want Mr. Siddaramaiah to give more time to the party, so fight in a place where it is more conducive for him. So there's nothing wrong in that. So jointly Mr. Siddaramaiah and the party leadership will decide where he has to contest.
The BJP has waded into the suspense, claiming the ruling party knew Siddaramaiah would shy away from contesting in Kolar.
ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಣ್ಣವರು ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪಿರಂಗಿನ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಮುಂದೆನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು ಬಹುಶಃ ನನಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಸತ್ಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳೋದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ನಂಬಕ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಣ್ಣವರು ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಲ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡೋದು ಆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನೋ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಬಂದಿರಬೇಕು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಅವ್ರೇನಾದ್ರು ವರ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನದಿಂದ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು
If Siddaramaiah doesn't make his choice, the Congress may issue a first list of candidates without his name. Bureau Report, India Today.
And the reason we're calling it suspense is because that first list of tickets is to be revealed tomorrow. If Siddaramaiah's mind cannot be changed, will the Congress hold off until it announces the Kolar candidate? Lots of confusion and lots of chaos over something that cannot be ignored because it involves Siddaramaiah, who is pretty much de facto the biggest campaigner for the Congress in Karnataka and could very well be the chief ministerial face as well. Here's a look at the inside story of the Siddaramaiah Kolar conundrum. Now, Siddaramaiah has been advised not to contest from Kolar by his own party. They say there is an internal report because a Congress poll strategist claims Kolar is not really such a safe seat as Siddaramaiah appears to believe. The BJP and the JDS have stronger influence in Kolar's rural pockets, and therefore it is not really such a safe seat anymore, according to an internal Congress study. SC/ST voters are against Siddaramaiah contesting from Kolar. Voters are apparently angry over Siddaramaiah's alleged role in 2 Congress veterans' defeats as well. So that is one of the overall overviews of this Siddaramaiah's obsession with wanting to fight from Kolar. Now let's deep dive into how Kolar usually votes. You've definitely heard of Kolar thanks to KGF, thanks to the Goldfields, thanks to actors like Yash, but Kolar is now a hot potato as far as the Karnataka elections is concerned. It is not a stronghold for any of the 3 main parties, BJP, Congress or the JDS. That's what makes it so tantalizing. In the last 30 years, the Congress has won the Kolar seat just once. Imagine that, just once. The current MLA, K. Srinivasa Gowda, is from the JDS. In 2008 and 2013, the Kolar seat was won by an independent MLA. Very intriguing and important numbers when you consider that the number 1 man in the Karnataka Congress wants to fight from there despite his party only having once won from that place. Now, here's what happened in Kolar in 2018 during the last assembly election. In that last fight, the JDS got a 46% vote share. Theirs is the incumbent MLA from there. The Congress's vote share was just 22% and the BJP's vote share was just 7%. But an internal study believes that the BJP and the JDS combined could make any possible victory of Siddaramaiah a bleak prospect. I want to get a word in first from our man on the ground, Sagai Raj, who's been tracking Siddaramaiah, the Kolar quest and everything in between. Sagai, why is Siddaramaiah so keen? My first question, why is he so keen on Kolar?
Shiv, if you notice that it is hometown and his fort is Varuna, but Varuna is been given away to his son, and that is the reason he is looking for a different constituency. So he had sent several teams, he has sent a PR team, he has sent an agency to go ahead and do a survey on ground. So he had sent a team to Badami, he had sent a team to Kolar and to several other places. So this particular team had given a report after doing their research and survey on ground, stating that Kolar would be a safer seat for him.
Yeah.
And what is the reason Siddaramaiah gave to people in the Badami, stating that it is very far for him to travel to Badami. It takes more than 1 or 2 hours even to come on a private charter.
Yeah.
And Kolar is very close. It is very near to Bengaluru. So that is the reason it is close by for him. So these were the reason given to him. But still, for his son, as well as for his seat, he has done a survey and later on he has decided. And end of the day, it might be one of those selfish motives of Siddaramaiah, saying that he cannot take the seat away from his son, who is already an MLA from his fort, that is Varuna constituency, but he himself looking for other constituency, a safe seat where he can go ahead and contest.
Very interesting, very interesting. So it's all about being able to win while securing the succession as well. Thanks very much, Sagai, for that. I want to go straight across now to our guests to, try and add some perspective from this, because the election is here. There's no more time to wait for the election. The election, campaign has already begun. The dates will likely be announced by the end of this month, and in May will be the campaign and the results. So there's no time to lose for any party. Decisions are to be made by tomorrow. The Congress may announce tickets in 125 seats as well. So this is a big week to kick off this election coverage. Ramakrishna Upadhyay is a senior journalist. He's written a piece for India Today that puts into perspective this entire chaos and conundrum over Kolar. Lavanya Ballal, a well-known spokesperson of the Congress party in Karnataka. Madhu N. Rao is spokesperson of the BJP. Thanks to the three of you for your time and for being with me here on 5 Live. Mr. Upadhyay, coming to you first, just decode for us in simple terms, this sort of divergence between Mr. Siddaramaiah's own internal study saying that Kolar is where he should fight from, and the Congress's internal study saying, no, you may lose from there. What's going on?
You know, Shiv, as you know, today is the Chandramana Yugadi, one of the most important festivals and an auspicious day.
Yes.
And KPCC President D.K. Shivakumar was very keen to come up with the first list of 125, candidates. I mean, there are a lot of netas who are, waiting very anxiously to find their names, and there are also Congress workers who are enthusiastic to be looking forward to it. But all that has been put on hold because of one person, that is Mr. Siddaramaiah. So he has not been able to make up his mind as to where he should contest from. You know, he has been mulling over so many constituencies over the last few months. And finally, about 2 months ago, he went to Kolar and announced that he will be the candidate from Kolar, subject to the approval of the High Command. I mean, that is being little, ingenious, because whatever constituency he wants, the Congress party would give it to him. But, over a period of time, it has come to a stage where there were, election surveys done, which have predicted that it may not be that easy for Mr. Siddaramaiah to win from Kolar because of various reasons. I mean, the caste combinations and other things are probably not working in his favor. It's very, very embarrassing for Mr. Siddaramaiah as well as Congress, because he's the principal chief minister candidate.
Correct.
And then the campaigner. Now he doesn't have a constituency which he can call his own. I mean, you see, look at D.K. Shivakumar, he'll say that he's a Kanakpura candidate, or you ask Kumar Swamy, he has Ramanagaram, or Yediyurappa has Shikaripura. But, Siddaramaiah being in their ranks, which is his constituency. So that has been his problem. And, he would have gone back to Baroda, where he had won a couple of times. And, in 2013, when he became the chief minister, he won from there. But in 2018, he handed it over to his son, Dr. Yatindra. Yes. And Yatindra won by a big margin last time. That is by 58,000 votes. Whereas Siddaramaiah lost in Chamundeshwari. He contested from 2 seats, lost in Chamundeshwari.
One in Badami.
And won from Badami by a very thin margin. And he doesn't have the face to go back to Badami.
Right,
This is the situation.
So interesting. It's an interesting combination of circumstances. Yeah, Lavanya, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. These decisions have to be taken. All political parties are faced with such decisions. And especially when you have big leaders like Siddaramaiah, D.K. Shivakumar, I'm sure it becomes even more tricky and you need to get it right. So I don't think anybody is going to, poke holes in that. Decisions have to be taken because ultimately the election has to be won. But it's looking weird because Mr. Siddaramaiah appears to have sort of put a fait accompli already on the High Command saying, Kolar is where I want to contest from. But the party says, I don't think you're going to win from there. What's going on the inside? How is it going to work out? Because there's also this discomfort over having to possibly displace his son from Varuna, because we hear the Congress wants Mr. Siddaramaiah to fight from there. Explain this to us.
Good evening. Siddaramaiah ji wanted to, he has once, I think, expressed in the media that he would be willing to contest from Kolar, but also in the recent meeting, the CEC meeting that happened in Delhi, he was given an option. I heard that there are multiple options open for him across the state, and he's still not decided where he wants to contest from. If you look at Karnataka this time, this will be the last election with the 3 big leaders in Karnataka across different parties, be it Yediyurappa ji or Deve Gowda ji or Siddaramaiah ji. I mean, they may not be, given their age factor, they may not be politically active like they are this time around. So it's a very interesting election this time. So we would love to see him contesting from a seat where it's, where we would like to see him as an MLA and minister once again. But is it Varuna that he's going to decide on? That is not something that has been confirmed yet.
Okay, not been confirmed yet. Madhu, how is the BJP seeing it? The BJP has its own issues which you're dealing with, but Siddaramaiah is the first among equals in the Karnataka Congress, and there appears to be this sort of upheaval over where he's going to contest from. Where does the BJP stand on this?
Shiv, thanks for having me on the show, and happy festivities to everyone. Now,
and to all of you.
And And you know what? I think there's a saying that he has lost the war even before it has started. So that's the popularity of Mr. Siddaramaiah. I think it is a sinking popularity for him. I mean, I am really amazed at a person who has been 13 times a finance minister giving budget and a one-time a chief minister who was instrumental in getting tickets to everyone and is at loss to even get a ticket for himself. You know, there is as a political opponents, of course, it is for us to say that, yes, it is an internal matter of the Congress party. But having said so,
okay,
looking from a perspective of a political opponent, of course, we want him to be defeated. There's no doubt about it. You know what? There is a faction among the Congress party itself who doesn't want to see him win. You know, I just want to bring in, just give me a minute's time. You know, there is a feud between him and Mr. Muniappa, and you know there is a faction on Mr. Muniappa and Ramesh, who's in the Srinivaspura MLA, who doesn't.
Okay.
I mean, there's a feud between them, and there's a feud between himself and the erstwhile the speaker. In fact, I remember the earlier speaker, Mr. Kolar, who said. After the 2018 fiasco for the Congress when they lost it, he told, Siddaramaiah is such a person that he should not be even given a post in AICC. So this is the popularity of the Siddaramaiah at present. But now, let me say this. I think for a person who has, been a chief minister, if he's not able to get a seat, I think it really gives a wrong message. Of course, for the BJP, we're really happy that he's not able to gain a ticket.
Okay.
But one thing is for sure, one thing is for sure, kindly remember, this was the same Siddaramaiah who went to Kolar. He told, yes, I want to contest from here, but subject to AICC's approval. And of all, even before getting AICC's approval,
those seats,
there was a war room which was opened and which was inaugurated.
Because I'm out of time, I'm going to give Lavanya just 20 seconds because she had her hand raised. Lavanya, some of your tickets are going to be announced tomorrow. Last word to you, 20 seconds. Okay, that link is frozen. Unfortunately, it's a quirk of fate. But I'm sorry. I'm gonna continue this debate another time. We ran very, very short of time this time. Mr. Upadhyay, Madhu, and Lavanya, thank you very much for being with me here on 5 Live. Tomorrow is when those tickets are going to be announced. We'll have to wait and see whether Mr. Siddaramaiah's name is there as well. That's a name we're going to be mentioning a lot in the run-up to this election. Thanks for watching. 6 p.m. Prime with Akshita comes up next. The big poster war between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP in Delhi. Blackman, your reactions first to the violence that took place against the Indian embassy in London a couple of days ago.
Very sad that it's because of these terrible attacks on the commission. The reality is that obviously when I saw this, I was horrified because for two reasons. One is that that people were attempting to break into the commission in the first place. And secondly, there appeared to be no police presence at all outside. And indeed, my concern and my thoughts are with the injured security guards in the commission. I think there's 2 of them were injured. And indeed, we had a position whereby it was unacceptable that the attacks took place, windows were broken, other vandalism took place on the commission.
Yes.
And